Hi, how's it going? Welcome to Zay. I can see that right? Okay. I hope you're all feeling well. We did do some hip stuff yesterday, so if you're feeling a little what's happening, that's quite all right. Me too. If you do need books, blankets, or pillows to pad the hips when you are in Malasana, go get them. For the next 3 days, we're gonna work on more hip opening and hip loving. Okay, so let's get started. So again, if you need to grab your stuff, I'm going to as well. Maybe press pause and meet me back here. Okay, so we're gonna start in a standing position today. Pull your pants up if you need to. Get your hair out of the way if you need to. All right, so our legs are gonna be a little bit more than hips width distance to start. So not directly under our hips, but a little bit more out. Toes are gonna be pointed slightly outward. And then right away, tuck that pelvis in. Stand up nice and tall. Hands go behind, or hands and arms fall beside you. Take an inhale in and let it go. 2 more just like that. Inhale and let it go. I am going to do a separate video about the Ujjayi breath, which is when we breathe in through our nose and out through our nose, cultivating that fire inside. I'll put that as a separate video. Here we go. Hands to heart center. From here, we're just going to do some Malasana squats, yogi squats, and we're going to stand right back up for 10. So here we go. Let's bring it down and up. And again, if you want those blocks, sit on those blocks and up. 4, 3, 7 more. Oh yeah, tucking the butt out the end for a nice little tushy toning if you like. 4, get that butt down. 3, 2, 1, bring it back up. Arms swoop down, arms swoop above head. One hand is gonna go for the opposite wrist, and then take yourself over to one side for a nice side stretch, making sure your shoulders are plugged into your back. And come back to center and switch it out. Opposite wrist to that opposite hand. Opposite hand, opposite wrist. Making sure that we're not just crunching down, but rather we're pulling out of our body and then going over. Breathing here. Gently come back up. Let's do it again. Other side, lifting out, plugging the shoulders back and down. Come back through center. Hello, Joe Bean, and other side. Good, hands fall back to sides. To our sides, let's do 4 shoulder rolls, nice and slow. Keep breathing, 1 more. And then forward for 4. Good. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. We're gonna meet back down in that Malasana, all right? So again, find your props or come right down to it. Using the resistance of your elbows to press the inside of your legs out so that both of your feet can feel really nice and rooted. So we're not putting too much weight in the front or too much weight in the back. From here, we're gonna take one arm directly down like a diagonal, and then we're gonna use again that resistance to twist open to the opposite side. here. Hi, Jolene. Come back through the center and switch it out. Again, the shoulders are on the back. This is pretty intense just to start out with, but that's okay. Gently come back through the center. We're gonna straighten the legs, parallel the feet out, find a fold. Inhale, rotate the toes back out, come back down, Malasana, and gently we're gonna flow through a fold and a squat. And fold. And squat. Here we go, 2 more. Fold. And find that squat. 1 more time. And fold. Squat. And gently straighten the legs all the way. Come to standing position in Tadasana. Good, good. Still working on those hips, so we're in a standing pose. Pelvis is tucked in, chest is slightly lifted. Rooting down now in that left foot or right, whichever one you want to start with. If you need a prop here, maybe a chair to keep your balance. Otherwise, we're gonna lift one leg off the ground. Knee is gonna be at hips height. And then from here, we're gonna interlace our fingers around that knee. We're gonna pull the knee into the body. Activate that foot. Maybe you point, maybe you flex. Shoulders are on the back. You're nice in one straight line. Good. Squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And release other side. Switching the weight. Feel nice and grounded. And then pull that opposite knee into the body. Foot is either flexed or pointed. I have like such finger toes. I'm pretty sure they're stuck together right now. Press the knee in a little bit closer. And maybe a little bit closer. Good, and gently release again. Lift the opposite knee. Squeeze. This time, taking the hand that's not closest to your knee onto your hip. So then you have your knee connected to that same arm. Then we're gonna take the knee out. Yes, and then take it in. Good, and take it out. Awesome. Keep breathing, take it in. 1 more time, and out. And in, gently release it back down. Here we go. Knee hugs. Hand comes to hip, take it out. And in, 3 more, take it out. Yes. And yes. And gently come back down. Good. Maybe you shake it out here. Good. All right. Giving those love into the hips. Let's find some release now. So we're going to come into a wide-legged stance. So you want to be about your leg's length distance from one foot to the next. It's usually a good measure. If you're lankier, you might want to go a little bit longer. And then if you're shorter, you might want to go a little bit shorter. All right, so we're going to pigeon toe those feet inwards. Okay. Tuck the pelvis, stand up nice and tall. Good. Gently coming out of your hips. So instead of just going directly down, you really want to pull out of your pelvis and then find this fold all the way down. Maybe you take our hands to toes, or you're touching the floor, or option to reach behind yourself. Let the neck and let the head feel nice and heavy. breathing here. Inhale, take the fingertips right out in front of you. Arms straight and halfway lift. Exhale, release. 2 more just like that. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. Crawl yourself to 1 foot. Your hands are gonna frame out that foot. And we're coming to a low runner's lunge here. Good. So in your low runner's lunge, you wanna feel like the weight is distributed throughout your entire foot. So if you're cycling in or out, see if you can find some serious stability there. And you want your knee to always be tracking over that ankle. And then you want that back knee more of a lift motion than a sickle. Straightening up the back now. So for me, I would need blocks here. But you want to be one nice straight line. Okay, so from here, now swoop the arms up. We're going to come into a diagonal, lighting up the core. And then swoop the arms back. And simply swoop them back up to that diagonal 4 more times. Swoop it back. And swoop it up. Always option to drop that back knee. Swoop it back. Swoop it up. We'll do 2 more. And back. Forward. Back. Forward. Gently release that back knee down. Bend a little bit more into that front knee. Wonderful. Gently frame out that top foot and either coming through hands and knees to opposite side or coming through a downward dog and switching legs opposite side to that low runner's lunge. So wherever you are, we'll meet in the low runner's lunge. Finding again this nice flat back motion as a nice diagonal. Knee is right over that ankle, back knee is slightly lifted. Both feet are really rooted. Good. Gently just swoop the arms up, find that diagonal with your whole body. Feel like one nice big line. We'll do 4 swoops. Ready? And swoop it back. Inhale it up. And let it go. 2 more. Swoop. Release. Lighten up the abdomen. Swoop. Release. Letting that back knee go. Wherever your arms go, it's okay. We'll meet them up to the sky. Bend into that opposite knee. Maybe you look up, open the heart. Good. Again, gently frame out that top foot, coming through hands and knees, or downward dog. And we'll all eventually meet in a downward dog for 2 big breaths. And gently come back to that hands and knees. And we'll do 4 circles to the right and 4 circles to the left. So we're gonna get that cat-like spine, drop the belly, circle, circle, yes. 1 more, other side, and drop it, and lift it, and drop it, and lift. 2 more. Good. From here, we're gonna come back onto our backs and we're gonna bend the knee and we're gonna further work on just really getting into our hips. If at any point you wanna repeat these sequences 2 to 3 times and make it more like an hour class, go for it. I guarantee you, you're gonna be very warm. So here we go. On the backs, knees bent. Hands lifted. Take one knee into the chest. Again, interlacing the fingers. Bring it in. Flex the foot. And then let that opposite leg go nice and long. Let's pulse for 8. So we're just going to squeeze or pulse and release. Squeeze. And let it go. 6 more. Squeeze it in. And let it go. Squeeze. Release. 4. 3. Breathing. 2. And 1. This time, let that top leg get nice and strong and straight. And then taking your hands either behind your thigh or your calf, or if you can, grab onto your toe. We're just gonna, again, squeeze that leg in and release for 8. Here we go. I'll hopefully count right. 8. Squeeze in and release. Squeeze it in. Release. If your leg shakes, mine is, it's okay. Release. 6 more, and in and back. And compress. Three more. Maybe you point the foot. Ow. Doesn't hurt, but it doesn't. It feels like work, right? Okay. My leg is really shaking. Gently bend the knee back into the chest, and this time we're going to come for a supine twist. So we're going to take that leg that's squeezed in through the middle of the body and then over all the way until your toes, maybe your knee comes to the ground. You want to check in and make sure your shoulders are on the mat. And either the arms can come to cactus or down by your side. Option to take that opposite hand to knee for a little guide down, or taking pillows, blocks, and blankets and padding up that twisted knee. Be here for 3 breaths. Filling up the belly. Letting it go. And gently come through the center. Give it a one last squeeze and let that leg go really long. Same John, opposite side. Maybe get rid of the curve of your spine if you like to start. Just keep checking in with how the body feels when it's nice and straight on the floor. An option. Okay, so let's take that other knee into the chest. Flex the foot. Keep it nice and activated, protecting your joints and your ankles. And we're gonna squeeze and release. 7 more. Squeeze. Release. Squeeze. 5. Release. And 4. Really check in with that hip. So we're compressing and then letting the blood flow. Compress. 2 to 3 more wherever you're at, or if you forget how to count. Good. Squeeze, and here we go. Straighten the leg. Take your hands behind the thigh, lower, upper, whatever feels comfortable for you. And here we go. Squeeze it in and release. In. Let it go. 6 more. Breathing. 5. 4. Maybe you point the toe. And 1. Squeeze, squeeze,
squiz, let it come back to a bent knee, squeeze it in. This time, bring your right knee to meet your left or your left to meet your right, wherever you are. And again, let's find some compression. So we're gonna squeeze both the knees, lift the head, option to take the arms around the legs. Give yourself a nice big hug. And let's rock and roll for 3. So we're gonna rock and roll. Or is it roll and rock? She's blonde. Okay. And then either you can option or roll all the way up to standing with or without hands. Ideally it's without hands, but we'll get there. Now we're gonna end in a goddess pose. Okay, I just took the time. Okay, great. Okay. So it's kind of like where we started in the beginning. Again, we're gonna take a nice big step out. And then instead of just slightly turning the toes, we're really gonna turn them out and out. Kind of like you're getting ready for like a sumo squat. Okay, stand up straight to start. And then keeping that pelvis tucked and not banana backing, we're gonna go straight down into a goddess pose. From here, check in. This is a little rough, especially if you're tight here. Take it as your body needs it. If this is where you're at, if this is where you're at, if you're real low, whatever feels good. Just be true to yourself here. Wherever you're at, take your hands, the insides of those knees, and press. For 3 more. Oof. 2. 1. Sink a little bit deeper if you like. Arms come to cactus, goddess pose. What's up? We're gonna take 3 more breaths here. If your thighs are firing up, yes, mine are too. Option to close the eyes. Sink maybe a little bit deeper. Shoulders are on the back, hands are nice and activated. Inhale. Exhale, release, bring it back up. Heel, toe the feet together. Take one hand on the belly and one hand on the heart. Check in, roll the shoulders on the back. Maybe, do whatever you like to get nice and centered again. Feel all the weight in your feet distributed throughout. You know what I mean? So you're not too much forward or too much back, but you're right in the center. And gently close your eyes. Feeling your belly expand as we wind down and inhale. And exhale, feel some sensation of contraction. Inhale for 1, 2, 3. And exhale for 1, 2, 3. One more. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. And let it go. Bringing hands to heart center to seal in your practice today. Namaste, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope that feels good. That was not easy. I welcome you to do this whole sequence again. Maybe. I'm grateful for you and thank you. And I'll see you on day 5.